Oh man, look at the chicken neck. I just noticed that. Hi, I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe video journal diary for February 14th, 2024. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. I got kind of close to the camera and noticed that I got the little chicken neck going on over there. It's okay. It happens. It happens when you get old, you know. Just be happy with, you know, what you have. It's good for you. Love yourself, you know. So, yeah, it's Valentine's Day. I hope that everybody had a nice Valentine's Day. I'm saying it past tense because these won't get uploaded until maybe tomorrow or the next day. So, but yeah, you know, I just wanted to talk real quickly. Shoot. I'm just gonna do it off top of my head, okay? Because I don't really have much things prepared here. So, the other day, you know, I had talked to a lady, and she was trying to look up some resources for me, because I spoke to her about you know, stuff that might help. Oh, it's called, you know what? Remember I said, for anybody who watches these, okay, that I was gonna like contact the Vets for Warriors, or it's not called that. It's called Wounded Warriors. Yeah, that's what it's called. And also the number that I gave you guys for that, try to put a 1 before the prefix code, before the number, because I tried to dial the number without the 1 and it didn't work. It just like went to a voicemail and then it hung up, you know. But I figured out, because another lady helped me, another veteran, she used her own phone to check for me with her phone, and she's like, oh yeah, just dial the 1, you know. And I was like, all right. But because things were happening like the following day, because she was getting together all kind of resources for me, for what to do, you know, because they want to know what's going on with me and like why I'm contacting them and what's going on, you know. I just came from the shower. This is, you know, I felt even like, yeah, I'm tired even right now, and I'm kind of feeling hungry because, you know, my appetite's coming back real good. But she had called me, she was putting down some resources to email me, and one of those resources was the Wounded Warriors, right? They actually contacted me, you know, which was nice, you know, and the lady called, and so, you know, people are kind of confused what I'm doing out here. They don't really know like what ideas I have. I did talk to a lady and mentioned to her about it, and she thought it was a great idea. She was a social worker. We were just talking. I think she was I think she was the person that answered the phone at the Office of Inspector General. Yeah, because I had mentioned, because we were chit-chatting on the phone. Like, she had time to talk, so we were chatting. She was real cool. And I told her, like, my idea, and she's like, oh, that's a good idea, you know? So, you know, and she was a one that referred me to another thing, too, I think. Or it was either her, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. I have all my stuff written on just these papers, chicken scratch. I'm gonna have to, you know, I have a book here that I'm gonna use to organize my numbers, because yeah, see, this is it. I mean, I have stuff written all, you know, and it's so disorganized, so I'm gonna have to go through and, you know, just, I don't know. Just try to, because I gotta put things in order and see who's who, because I really do have a big jumble here. But yeah, you know, so I got a lot of information from them. I also got something in the email about DAV, Mm-hmm. There's also another organization. I forgot what it was, but I was kind of looking at it, and there's some good stuff in there too. So the first step in what I'm doing here, you know, because this is what I told them when the lady called today, the Wounded Warriors, she was more thinking about that I was like a homeless vet and I needed help and resources and all this stuff, right? And you know, after talking to her, she realized that I'm not. You know, I mean, I'm a veteran, but I don't need any resources except for one, right? I do need, yes, you know, I need a resource, but it's not like a physical resource. It has to do with mental health, right? So as I told you guys before, you know, I'm trying, I've been trying to be out here and heal myself, you know, like with the tarot, because I'll tell you what, I like the tarot because you're always going to get a story, no matter what. There's always a story going to come out. So some will resonate and some will not. But half the time, you know, because there is energy transfer that occurs there, that I believe in that part. There's always something in there that's going to trigger someone. Mm-hmm. And so I have found, you know, my triggers through the tarot. I can read for myself. A lot of readers say they can't read for themselves, blah, 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 blah. You know, I mean, that's okay, whatever. I can read for myself, okay? I can, you know, and I do multitude of different types of readings, you know. I do the cartomancy, I do charms, I do runes, I do tarot, Lenormand, but you know, I mean, it took study to do that. It's not just like I'm sitting down and, you know, it's something that I had to study and I had to actually apply it to my own life so I could figure out how I can use the tarot to assist me in my own personal healing, right? Because how are you going to help anyone heal if you can't figure out what's wrong with yourself if you're struggling, right? Yeah. So I think I might have mentioned in a video before, that or maybe I did, I'm not sure. You know, like I said, these videos are just thrown out. Like, I don't do any editing. I don't need, why should I do that? Why should I make it like I'm fake here? No, I make mistakes too, like everyone else. I might say something wrong or something might slip. I really, honestly, I'm not really trying to be somebody who uses too many profanities. I don't like to have a potty mouth, okay, if you will. But sometimes when I get angry, that sailor comes out and I can't help myself. But on the norm, that is not how I like to speak because it's kind of not appropriate, especially if you're trying to get a point across to people and stuff. You know what I mean? So, anyways, you know, I don't know where I left off there because I kind of went off on a little tangent right now, but this lady called, she set me up, and then the Wounded Warrior people called, and they were like, oh, you know, what kind of resources? And I said, you know, I don't need anything from you guys because I'm financially stable, but I do need something that assists me in my healing. So then I began to explain to her what's going on, and she was like, oh, you know, like, yeah. So what I told her, you know, like, I would like to use the tarot to help, you know, anyone who wants it. I don't charge for that. No. Seeing a veteran or anyone else live and get rid of those feelings of suicide or hurting of themselves and turning it into something like healing and good health, that's enough payment for me to see that someone is on their healing journey. You know, because it's a lot of the times what people don't understand is this healing journey has to take place as a solo, because you really do need to sit and contemplate about what has taken place in your life, you know, because no one else is going to know. And some of that stuff could be very private, maybe embarrassing, or you can't admit some or whatever, right? I'll tell you what, for many years, I had a problem admitting that I was raped. I felt ashamed. But it's not my fault, like people took advantage of me, and they got me when I was at my most weakest, and they took advantage of that. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that somebody manipulated you. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't be so hard on yourself, no matter what happens. This is a very touchy subject I'm talking about. But because I want people to heal and get better, I want to see people live and thrive with their families, I will talk about anything. I've been through a lot of terrible things. And it is embarrassing because I thought I was stronger than that. But I wasn't, you know? So I'm trying, so I was telling, anyways, this lady that I would like to do that. And this Wounded Warriors project is nationwide. So she knows that I travel the United States because I told her that I want to, get in touch with veterans and help them as I move along the United States. And she thought that was a good idea. Like right now I'm in Texas, but I'm not trying to do this thing yet because we had the discussion and I totally 100% agree with her. I have to kind of go through some classes or some sort of some mental health stuff to make sure that I know, because I was actually trained as a peer support specialist from the VA for drug and alcohol abuse in the past. But I might need a brush up on that. You know what I mean? That was years ago. I need to kind of brush up on that. I need to know what's going on. And I also need more resources for when I do get to other places. And I'll tell you what, there's a whole bunch of fun things that they do. The Wounded Warriors, they have activities that you can go out with other veterans and enjoy your time. And I think that's absolutely fantastic. I even told her that I wanted to go, maybe if they wanted, I can go into group therapy sessions and sit there, and I will bring my cards and maybe just listen to everybody else. Cause I'll talk if they want, I would prefer to hear other people's stories. But I would like to join those and maybe at the end ask if anybody would like to have a reading. I just have to warn you though that a lot of times when I do those kind of readings one-on-one with people, my readings don't come out like they do on my channel. And I think it's because on my channel, random people go there, so I have a lot of different energies going that way, right? But when it's the single person in there, I gotta sit with a box of tissue right here because by the end of the reading, a lot of people are already crying and upset, and not upset really to that point. Maybe they're crying because I've helped them realize something. I don't even know really, because only they know. And then I can say, so, yes, you understand what's going on here, because I try not to dig too deep into their private stuff because I don't want to take on that energy too much. But I tell them stuff, and try to explain. So, okay, what makes you upset, So now you just got to figure out how to alleviate that. I've been able to do that, right? But unfortunately, recently, I put myself in a situation I didn't want to be in. So I left that. And because even though I do this free and I'm helping people, what they don't know is they're actually helping me. It's kind of therapy for me to go through these stories, talk about past events in my life and giving examples. It helps for me in my healing too. So it's like a mutual thing, between me and whoever, I've interacted with doctors and law enforcement and firefighters out here. And, I am concerned about the veterans. Yeah, for sure. But it's like, I'm also concerned about our law enforcement and firefighters. You know, because when you think about it, they see a lot of terrible things too. You know what I mean? They get traumatized too. Like, everybody's ready to put people down right away, and you know, this bad person, that bad person. And yes, you know what? I'm not going to say that there's no bad, you know, law enforcement's out there, because, you know, I mean, there's bad in everything, right? But there's a lot of them that are really good, who just really genuinely want to do their good job and help their community, whatever. But they see terrible things too, so they're under a lot of trauma also. I believe that the tarot can help. The tarot is good for pulling out trauma. It is. And finding your triggers is the first step to healing. I just saw 1555. That might mean something. I see a lot of numbers that are all sequential numbers all the time. You know, I feel like I'm in good touch with my, you know, whatever I got going on for me, you know. But I feel like, you know, like I want to do something to help people to pull out the trauma. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to be like, hey, let's do a tarot reading. No, I am serious about it, and I want to pull out traumas because I want to heal people. That's how it happened for me. I was at like a super low. I was on drugs and homeless, and just, I was losing my mind, because that's what drugs do. They deteriorate your mind, you know. Thank God I was able to get myself out of that, and save myself, you know what I mean? But I did it, and I did it myself, and I use the tarot. So, like, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work with the wounded warriors. I want to take some, if they have them, because I'm kind of transiting, and she knows this. I'm transiting towards Missouri. And this program, it's not at the VA. It's not a VA thing. So right there, I won't be triggered by that, right? Because the VA is a trigger for me. So I'm going to just, in the next state I go to, I'm going to talk to them and, you know, see what's going on there. Also with the DAV. The DAV is everywhere. I remember that now. So I'm going to I can maybe stop by there and talk to somebody in the town that I go, you know. Because next I'm going, I think, towards Oklahoma. But right now I have to just finish my dental work, you know, take care of my own health. And just, you know, when it's done, then I will go, you know, move along here. So, yeah, it was a really good day with that. So I have, you know, steps that I'm taking to move forward on my idea here to help veterans through, I guess you can call it spirituality, right? I don't really talk about spirituality with the cards. I just straight out read a story. And I give examples and stuff like that. That's how I do it, just straight like that. And I try to give good advice on how to heal from whatever the story said about, you know, because so many stories can come out, you know. And yeah, that's just how I want to, you know, how I do. So I just want to see if I can at least try. Because if anyone has a good idea on how they heal to get off drugs and alcohol, help to with their traumas, always share that with everyone you can, right? Maybe someone else out there has another way that they healed themselves because they had to take their own health into their own hands. Share that with the world. You need to. Because somebody might have went through something, and maybe your form of healing will work for them. Because everybody's got a different form of healing that helps. This just happens to be mine, and it worked really well. And I know that there's a lot of spiritual people out there. I know there's a lot of spiritual veterans out there. I also notice on YouTube there's a lot of tarot readers on there that are ex-military. There are, you know. I wish they would try to see also how they could implement to help, you know, the veterans. But some of them, you know, have to, you know, I was fortunate enough to, I'm able to support myself, but not everyone is. So that's why I feel like I need to be on the road, because, you know, I believe that I'm here on the road because, and I've been blessed to be able to do this because I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to travel around, and I'm supposed to share this with others, you know. I also have that channel, the tarot channel, but it's more effective one-on-one when I'm doing it in front of the actual person who's in pain. You know what I mean? Or dealing with trauma. Oh, I'm already at 20. Let me end it right here, you guys. I'm going to make a chit chat. We can continue. And anyways, if you're tired of hearing about this stuff, I'm okay. The day is great. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. It's a very happy day for me today. And I'm Mona. This is Sacred Geometry Universe, a video journal diary for February 14th, 2024. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.